Boating folk. Crazy. Crazy as batshit. No, okay, I might have to tone it down a bit. Boating folk, what do they have in common? Apart from being a little bit nuts, I'd say adventure. A lot of the builders are former cruisers. And then on the supply side as well, everybody has a love of the ocean. And that's been great for me as a journalist, because it's what a pleasure to interview people who've all got stories, who all have this common love of something out there beyond themselves. And that's been a thread and something that's just so refreshing, because in my day job work, you don't get that often. I think my most interesting interview to date has been Nick Sloan. Probably an obvious choice because there are not many people who sit and talk to you about towing icebergs around. He's such a character, and yeah, fantastic story. Hearing the whole Nexus balance story was a real highlight. And also I was lucky enough during that trip to interview Duncan Lethbridge. Yeah, I think that the novelty of lockdown has well and truly worn off. I think initially we were almost distracted by how bizarre the situation was, but now that it's 30 odd days in, it's really hard to ignore just the scale of the disaster, what it means for all the companies involved in this sector, but beyond. Personally, well, I'm still working full time, and so it's hard to, in the lockdown condition when we're looking after families as well, to do that and juggle work is tricky. But in the sense, I'm fortunate to be able to work, so also mindful of that. I think everything I know about boat building is thanks to SABBEX. I've freelanced a little bit for IBI previous to Vanessa and I talking about the newsletter, but it's really thanks to her and Bruce that I've been able to meet all the industry players and visit the yards and get a basic understanding of marine manufacturing and everything that goes into it. I think SABBEX, and hopefully the newsletter too, can just keep members informed about where things are at, about what they can do together to try and pressurize governments and the other stakeholders to help out wherever they can. I mean, it's a dynamic situation, so no one really knows what's coming next. But I think in times like that, times of uncertainty, I think the industry body's got a huge role to play. It all starts with Vanessa. Vanessa and I chat. We'll put a diary together and it'll be who do we want to talk to, who's got something interesting to say, and we'll decide on a main profile feature. And then we'll also look at what are the other industry news snippets that are happening at the moment, new production, innovation, and then we try and throw in something left field as well, something in the recreational boating space or just water sports generally. And that's it. We try and put it out in the first week every month. Essentially when I've just had a bit too much boating, just deal myself a couple of hands of Uno. I've got this incredibly bouncy ball, throw it around the room a little bit. Just makes it flow,